mateje kosa chese inflation aba from according to Paul Adomo chire net inflation no emra abanda dan be free akunya so no na almost 20%, and the inflation no aba be drew 8%, which is record and as a single digit na sa record yi since 2009 2010 Professor Mayor Sebreso eni hu bie.
And so what we call intervention budget, how much forex the Bank of Ghana can put on the market. We were restricted to only $80 million a month. $80 million a month.
Okay, so because you are intervening in the equation between dollar and cedi, you are intervening on the side of the cedi.
Yes. You are intervening
on the side of the cedi.
To favor the cedi.
To favor the cedi.
Because as you put more dollars onto the market,
if they were not intervening.
Yes. It shall be more.
Is intervention, would you have done the same thing with the intervention?
Oh, intervention is good sometimes, where you have to balance the market. You intervene, but you don't intervene every time.
Okay, Yamobi Akwaba Emra abroad GH Politics TV so abusuafo enen so da foforo e someone etwago e de bre abusuafo na so wonya bi atie na wahwe na wohu ne ekoso e yaman konkron Ghana mu me no kasai amsa Ghana cedi no ahode no gusua ya ekosoro Ghana cedi no ekosoro na esura ekono abasobo bebre akọ e de ama the National Democratic Congress NDC waban mu kofodo do na ebo aban na baso se wono oye adwuma pa sas wama economy no ai stable nene atinye bi akoso between Paul Adom Ochre oye host edema Metro TV dwumadio matun the Good Evening Ghana wone eye MP for Techiman South eye Martin J Mensa Kosa Martin Mensa Kosa osaso ye former minister omakohia no omototo ano baba ye Martin J Kosa chese inflation aba from according to Paul Adomo chire net inflation no emra abanda dan be free akunya so no na almost 20%, and the inflation no aba be drew 8%, which is record and as a single digit na sa record yi since 2009 2010 Professor Mayor Sebreso eni hu bie nti achepa ansa ni hu bie na matin eje kosa atrobo ase akire nsemu akire de ntia inflation et sa na mpokura no de ntia dollar no atuma stable na me no kasai dollar no 11 cedis 10 cedi 90 something pesos, it is almost 11 cedi anasa eno Bank of Ghana ni mo ko black market dia ene nam 12 NDC ka ho eno na watron bo ase achete abusua mepese ebekọ akọchire nsemu ebekọ akọtie nchiremu a mateje Mensa Kosa wone Paul Adomo chire echechemu no yeba yenso yeba betoa so ewo abro GH Politics TV so yetwa homla isi yeba betoa so
me pa cho sa wo ye bema na ukodru fie enemu akoye problem wo yire complaining wo girlfriend complaining me pesa wo hwa ade bi wo fatase emfa nhye beyie anan kase obi na aye wo check ma me hwa ade o de duro so ebi won ma na pressure diabetes and any form of a duro bi a wo da su bi and prostate bi ade nyina wo de duro so a kanokra kire me se wo ye bema na watwetwe wo bema pen ebi a wo school na twetwe wo bema ebi a wo tukwa kwa brochire ebi a wo ire ja ebi a wo fi organ na twetwe wo bema bebi a wo bia so wo sa de ni bi pen ana wo da so ye a mesra wo da so ye a jai cause enya de papa why ye bi jai nso aka no kura kire me ebi ono wo dwale nsuom nsuo no wo dwale no ama owa na odwunso ne kola blem na odwunso moja so wo jai ekọ
your friend behavior
onim se sa de no eden ekọ But before God the man, we ni beti no na ede nsunsanso ebro mpenim brem. Ye obi so no wanya ndem yare. Syphilis, gonorrhea, bebre yare different types. Also o me treaty ekro ba ne beti no na fi nsuo fitaa bi nsuo yellow bi efini be memu ba ebu obe na rashes bi obegu be ma no ho ewa na ekọ ewa na ba ebesi wona wutimu pe na akopia ase mesre wo fata se me kan kire ose kanokura no ma woduro wato ne din treatment the ode duro so pressure diabetes je be ma woduro o pressure ne be drop it down. I promise you nothing but the truth. So be catch you say diabetes pressure obetime tu ase a catch you say me say oboa bisa any professional doctor. Na ye o mbibiduru a wo fata de be ma obe no no ma e be drop na badan e ma won kono no ndro ma o mema sem ko for problem ma 1200. Sai de mani ban so a e ma be ma ni timi fon. Ebu obe ma ni timi sorry e ko show ba na ase a acha 1 minute 2 minutes na adwo adwo a ensori biem misrew kanokre ni e ma woduro se be ma ni mu be din a eno so ye 1500. The idea about a man in pay, double love, double 6. We find a dark says on pay. Oko butu no so na 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Now we say that be. What fata say obema we draw aya to ni sorry me so. Sorry me so ni 2000 Ghana cedis. Eno ema bema ho che wo mpaso. De ho adwuma ye no. Enti mema duro no se bema na so ate afon na opese ye kese tenten kama 1500. Emu na enya den na opese mu ye den a 1500. Afu du boss one we je mu a ebe ma sorry me so ni 2000 Ghana cedis ene ma ho che e wo mpaso. We ni ndro miensan. Sa miensan nyina se watwetwe obema pen. Wo de duro so wenye ndemu yare se de me chechire mu na bibi wo sa kanokura ni for treatment ni kan ho na enye adwuma ma wo na wankasa abro metode e kese na anya kese abro metode mu wode na mu nya de mesiraw se dan no wensi foundation a untimi nsi abronsan no na me de me ka twatwo no se wo fantasy me kan twa se e ma koko hawo nipa bia wo koko be ma wo ba obia wo bi nanso e te se malaria e de se headache obia de different obinya kata akoda hospital obinya kata otwa 2 na akọ eti de koko fifi no to de koko fifi no ni ase de oja ne na ya moja bra obi ro no ho kiro se oyi no to koko kiro won uyem besew mesro ti sa koko na e ha no wo fata be ma woduru 1200 but ba ko 600 ba obi hia mienu na wotu ase afiri wo koko betime mo pusa woni na e ko show lens mesrew enkonko yo operation ko 4000 5000 bia GBB duro nanom Ghana ha mi okuma se asafo ship house se wo hwehwe me a asafo ship house ena me wo me se me nton duro ka mu eduro no so me nton mo bia ko me ne wo fata o contract say obia beto firi me ho me pese obekọ koduru bebi na akosei enu kire me chi me oba Ghana ha me ye radio presenter my ejuma we Angel FM all these years oba Fache TV a me ye ejuma Fache TV Kumasi udru asafo ship house ne nchen school na woni abrotia GHS abrotia ni opposite hana abros pap wo hana abro GH multimedia wo ha Miami studio timi kire mechi unto eduro na anya adwuma bra na baji usika ayi adwuma nso a entade empabo watch mamine mfesiesie me ho na be ye adwuma be di kan wini dada tipegu wonom ansa na wa frame me 0243 302191 0243 302191 ye mane wa manane a post ni 500 Ghana cedis Ghana had be obia no ye betimi ade amount
PP dollar rate some call it 16 some call it 15 no, NDC dollar rate
we ended at 14.
Okay, no, they do year on year, November to November.
Yeah, 14.
No, November to November, not when you ended.
No, you are talking about the average.
No,
and that's not what we do.
Year on year, November.
No, you are talking about year on year.
Yeah, that's what they are saying. That
no,
last year November compared to this year November.
You don't do that comparison. For exchange rate, you do it at the time.
So month on month.
Yes.
Okay,
or
fair
even
enough.
Day on day.
Okay, so you said you ended January.
Yes.
January you said you ended on 14.
Yeah.
Now the dollar is 10.
It's 11.
Well,
10.9.
Bank of Ghana is publishing 10.9. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
11.
So any case we look at these figures will suggest that the NDC management of the economy was better than the MPP management of the economy. They also put up another indicator, inflation. At the time you were leaving, over 20%. Currently, single digits, something around 8%. First time it's happened since the old NDC administration of Professor Mills in 2009.
Single digit.
Single digits at 8. Single digit 8. There have been single digit 9, I think, during Fouria's early times, and perhaps 10. But this is single digit 8, coming from 20. Now, these indicators are clear to anyone that surely the NDC administration must be performing better than the NPP administration. You were the last Minister of Finance of the last NPP government. Do you get embarrassed when you look at these figures?
I hope you will take your time and listen to
We
me.
have all the time.
No interruption.
We have all the time.
Okay. So first of all, let's look at the forex, the exchange rate. When the cedi is strong, it's good for us, but it's good for importers. It's bad for exporters because Ghana's exports become more expensive globally. The demand for it then goes down, which means that growth will be affected, jobs will not be created because our exports are produced in Ghana. So we need to have that context in mind. And this is why it's always important to balance it. Balance your intervention such that both importers and exporters, none of them gets worse off. That is fundamental. Number two, if you look at the level of intervention by the Bank of Ghana now, I even expect the rate to be 8 or below 8 cedis to $1. Why do I say that? Under the IMF program, and even before then, by 2022, our international reserves had gone down to less than 2 months of import cover. A decent one would be 3 months of import cover, but you could go up to 4 months or even above 4 months of import. That gives you security. In the event of an international shock, you can withstand that. So we signed on to the IMF program, and the agreement was that we will start building the reserves. And when you are building the reserves, you cannot be intervening on the market at the same time. And so what we call intervention budget, how much forex the Bank of Ghana can put on the market. We were restricted to only $80 million a month. $80 million a month.
Okay, hold
That's how much Bank of Ghana could put on the market.
Let's understand it better.
cedi.
When you say put on the market, what does it mean?
Put intervention
You give it to who?
to those who are in need of dollars.
You dash them dollars?
Not though, they have to bring cedis before they get dollars. Right.
So
you are
anybody
putting-
at all, somebody wants to pay his child school fees, you give him dollars.
if you want that, and you have documents that can support that.
So you go to Bank of Ghana.
You go to to the commercial banks. Because Bank of Ghana doesn't just throw it onto the market.
So you
or
go to
deal with
commercial banks and say,
individuals. They do it through commercial
I need
banks.
$100,000.
Yes.
I will give you cedis.
Yes.
Then they give it to you at that rate,
Yes,
at the
and
Bank
that
of Ghana
And
rate.
so you enter in a bank, they advertise their rates.
$100,000.
Yes.
I will give you cedis.
Yes.
Then they give it to you at that rate,
Yes,
at the
and
Bank
that
of
rate.
Ghana
And
rate.
so you enter in a bank, they advertise their rates. If you want to go in an exchange or you go to the forex bureau. But the bank rate is somehow different from the forex. That's why you have multiple.
But how is Bank of Ghana
multiple
able to do that? Because you have a lot of dollars?
No, because the commercial banks have savings in the Bank of Ghana.
Okay.
And so Bank of Ghana can give them. And they make the request for the dollars.
Okay.
And so they give them in exchange for their cedis. And I'm saying that during our time, we were restricted to do only $80 million a month.
Okay, so because you are intervening in the equation between dollar and cedi,
Yeah.
you are intervening on the side of the cedi.
Yes. You are
Okay.
intervening
On the side
to
of the
to favor the cedi.
To favor the
Because
cedi, yeah.
as you put more dollars
Okay.
onto the market, the cedis become
On the demand and
more-
supply.
Yes, the
Okay.
cedis become
So
stronger.
if you don't
Yes.
intervene at all, then they have to go to forex bureaus,
Yes.
or even wherever the commercial bank gets the dollar from,
Yes.
and it might be more expensive.
Yeah.
And that will affect
They
the
may
cedi.
not even have it.
They may not even
So
have
once
it.
they don't have the dollar is scarce.
Okay, so now we understand the
And
intervention.
when the
Let's come
supply
back.
of the dollar is scarce, then it
Then the
means
price
that-
of the dollar will go
yeah,
up.
it'll be higher.
So now we understand the intervention. So you said you were allowed to do what?
Only $80 million a month. We couldn't do more than that.
You put that for intervention.
And so we were building our reserves, the international reserves. By the end of 2024, we had built up to almost $9 billion United States dollars in reserves.
But why? I mean, this 2024, this is an election
But you
year.
said you wouldn't interrupt me.
No,
So
I
if
need
you
time
can-
to clarify. I need to clarify. Why were you obeying the IMF? How will they know if you have intervened more than 80 million?
Oh, but the IMF, have surveillance.
They are here.
They have surveillance, and then you have to report to them every time.
But why did you accept it? This is an election year.
But you signed a program, and you have to follow the program.
Okay.
If you don't follow the program, the IMF program has come to an end.
And IMF will say we are withdrawing.
Yeah.
And you are worse off.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So once you
Okay.
sign on to an IMF program, you have to implement it.
So IMF said build your reserves.
Yes.
And so you can intervene with only 80.
$80 million.
Okay. So then by the end of 2024, what happened?
We built the reserves. Bank of Ghana built up to $9 billion of reserves, which was 4 months of import cover. So we had built from less than 2 months of import cover to 4 months of import cover. And so the objective was met. And what we built was actually in excess of the IMF target for the reserves, which meant that by July, they should have allowed us to intervene more than the 80 million. But the IMF said they were still not satisfied. They wanted us to get to a certain level. So by the end of 2024, I think about the end of November or early December, they lifted the restriction.
IMF
lifted
during
the
your time as
restriction.
minister, you were still there.
They lifted the restriction.
From 80 to what?
They said we could intervene beyond that, but they didn't give us how much we could intervene, which meant that with the reserves having been built enough, we could intervene by any amount. So we lost power. We didn't stay to benefit from that. This new government came, the Bank of Ghana started using the reserves that we built and was intervening in billions of dollars.
How much?
In the market.
How much?
Data shows that about $8 billion so far from January.
8 billion?
Yes. That gives you an average of $1 billion. And so a government that is doing $80 million a month, $80 million a month, and ending the year with an exchange rate of 14 cedis to $1. And a government that is intervening $1 billion, average of $1 billion a month, do you expect only 3 cedis divergence, difference between what we left and what they currently are quoting?
Well, that's an interesting argument.
You expect
I
more.
wish the finance minister was here to challenge. This is a very interesting argument.
Yeah, but the data is there.
The data is there.
By now, the reserve should have been more.
If they were not intervening.
Yes, it should have been more.
Is intervention, would you have done the same thing with the intervention?
Well, intervention is good sometimes, where you have to balance the market. You intervene, but you don't intervene every time.
But if you don't intervene, the dollar will run amok.
Because
the politicians will come back on.
If you intervene excessively, you kill your export base.
Ah, yes.
And once you kill your export base, then you kill your production base. Unemployment will increase. Growth will suffer. That is why you have to balance.
Oh, so you have to achieve a balance.
Yes.
So even America sometimes devalues.
Yeah, they
even
do.
UK
They do. China devalues all the time when they want to increase exports.
Yeah. Because the exports is the real backbone.
Yeah,
not the imports.
No, not the imports.
The imports is consumption.
Is like you are building the economies of other countries.
And that's mainly consumption.
Creating jobs in other countries, growing their economy.
And you are just consuming.
Yeah.
But the exports is generating.
Yeah, it's generating growth and generating jobs.
I see. And bringing in income as well.
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting.
So that is the forex story.
So if I go on the streets tomorrow and I talk to exporters, would they tell me what you are saying? Would they,
but
would they be unhappy?
You've been hearing exporters complaining.
Well, they say they are MPP exporters.
Oh, well, that's for the people of Ghana to judge. But exporters have been complaining.
I see.
And so that is the forex story.
Okay,
and that is why I keep saying that these guys haven't done anything, strategic. There is any strategic policy that is guiding the foreign exchange policy.
But the optics look better than the NPP.
Yeah, of course.
The optics look
but
better.
that is why we're saying that we should be looking at the long-term effect and not the short-term, just for purposes of the optics. Because today, cocoa prices, have increased. Gold prices have increased. Gold prices are above $3,000. There were times gold prices were below $1,000. And the prices of gold are very volatile. Something can happen globally, and the price will go down significantly. Now, your reserves have been depleted. What do you do? That is why you build reserves, to cushion you against international or external shocks. And so I'm talking about the long-term effect, because you must know that as a developing country, your dependence on gold, which has prices that are very volatile, must be balanced against shocks and what you will do to cushion yourself when you have the shocks. Remember, when our reserves decreased to less than 2 months of import cover, that was the time we lost the capital market.
What do you mean to say we lost the capital market?
Yes, following COVID, we lost the international capital market, right?
When we were not able to borrow anymore.
Yes, and also at that time, the advanced countries were increasing their interest rates, which made investment in those countries attractive. So a lot of investors from the advanced countries started reversing their investment to invest in countries that were increasing their rates. And that's what we call investment reversals. And so more forex left the economy. Okay, and so we had shortage. Yes, so we had shortage of forex in the economy, and that is why the dollar was so high relative to the cedi. Okay, and so if you don't build and have a long term in mind, any similar shocks could put you off gear, and that's why long term planning is so important.
Let's talk about inflation.
But even with that, apart from using our reserves, their current foreign exchange policy is built around what we call the gold purchase program, which the NPP.
Obi aji usika. Obi je wasase. Obi je woyere, obi je ukuru. Oto ande ayento. Utuo na mo anko yi a, friend na Eric. Se obi a minim asem ato de, ba problem bi e won bi ensunsum asem bia, friend na Eric. Me so tiem ye. O friend na Erica. Now, one wa ubetua ska e de ato consultation bi aba ubetua se wonni wompo ana wa ma no ne o wan fa no be free phone so a sa na consultation de cause eno no do beto snap na de ahwehwe wu nsem ni mu ewie a ejuma na eso ye ma ono de obehia so ohia kosua baako moko baako a wo beto wa de aba untimi amobi koto mbre no so no an so ma ne kwala koto be kokoto de ama o ya na wo wahye ne bo se eye yi a mema wo sei meye wo sei mete wo sei enyame na beka cho woni ne beka na me ka cho wo sei ebeye yi enti wo hye kwa hye bo obetimi edi so emfa ade ni yawo ni pense wo mko hye se miwe memo abronsan ebe wetire wo ni plot po da ho Fernanda Eric 0241681411 0241681411
abusuanti we ni nsamo Martin Ejei Kosa odi atudwa Martin Ejei Mensa Kosa odi atudwa no se ho ayen hyehyɛ a MPP aban no yeye 2022 edeba ana ban share sa hyehyɛ na se adeba a chese sankanye se aban no free akonya so anasa party no free akonya so a anka bi kura de ebehu no more than what you are seeing now. Etinya NDC for na hwe twei omunye huite nhyehyɛ a omo yade to IMF program bia na international reserve no omo ma akwa safi do mutumi de ye adwuma eno omo hye ase de ye adwuma 2022 ede ba nti 2023 2024 na ye hye ase se ebeye yie no a na fofie antwata nti ono kra de osusu se osanka dollar ACD ana 7 CD NDC for omuntumi nye ebodi no emfa momo ho esasa ye process bi a aban no dada no hyehyɛ to ho ene nei to nsuo abusuane ne ya adwene ana wone ne nya adwene so ne ya adwene afa comment bra o comment section ho wone ne ya adwene so asa na wone nya adwene so asa bo wode se wode adwene kire ebeba e o comment section ya like program na share fa ma obi na won so a unya subscribe program no subscribe and now subscribe to the channel no Abroad GH Politics TV so ena ye wono but what they say ubetumi ede your subscription na o subscribe you so a eya me notification bell no so na say be ya bibia tomu a nso ubetumi wonsa aka o say nothing but the truth eno ena ye ya boss body ana say yenso ya hotedin a ye de etia no Abroad GH Politics TV was nothing but the truth na busue me de mini problem said dollar akofom said dollar ye den your point in say said dollar bakofom nanso prices of goods and services eda so said the tia said dollar bakofom nanso ahoche da so okro mu de na said dollar na ankofom akura na nkeye enra yi enfanspem ana was it at the college one of the schools is a very brilliant caution. The whole year, I don't know, so a minister, in fact, man, to me, and share the whole thing. I know you are the answer. I question is say, honorable, yes, yenim some more can and send baby said dollar abba form. Most said dollar no abba form. Na dollar abba form so dia nature so see who so said na make ya. Na abrana abanda than na korano asam na make I'm just quoting verbatim. Na krana say time na abandada na dollar 17 cedis na okoto awake mineral water na otono 5 cedi ene most dollar about from dollar 10 cedi any atiade then so okoto awake na awake is 7 cedi into what is the difference? This is what we are talking about. Enye dollar na baba from na samba fa nyansa kwan bi so aye ye niam dollar na agina no na chese mu ye adwuma hu na emu se dollar no eba fom a ebenya nsunsuanso anyema ye toso ase me kan ba obi si me ye bias obi si me ye edian but the point is that enye bias me ye NPP oba me ye metua meka NDC nso waso ye ntua meka aye adwuma ye ene tua ye ka na emu adwuma na ye nso ye fa nyansa nto ho me criticize abanya watwam ni pa efa dokno ya yeto ye abusuame no kasa me de mu okumase me ba bia wo so oba kumase a ye wo mmamia bebri etoto dokno ba bi ba kwa yeto dokno apprehension na fe so function bra na dokno no tama na abanda dan wo so no 5 cedi na be sei nes enade Ambo ya afide ehu ya sa 5 cedi komota de ko 7 cedi. Ehu ya sa afide baby kura de 10 cedi. Ama ya kasa no ekeka ho ama 2024 Ghana fo bufu say eh dokunu be sia ba be say 5 cedi dia enye. Ene yam no kasa yi before man and God, before God and man. Dokuna na kata say dokunu be say 5 cedi. And so dollar aba from 70s first aban craft 14 cedis from, but it is not showing. Etidia na mo ye se we be credit MB for ye na ye de niam agu akwa wona de niam agu akwa kwa wafura akunwa so no de niam ade gu akwa mbia ahye agudi wa ba ho ye ade no ato is forcing and e forcing can of data and ba ko no be share na nan no mu nyina mo de ahye agu. It is all about dollar ebe ko fom anasa be ko soro by say e ko fom de ya ye hunu sunsan so se ko soro na se average le no ye to de ane boarding na se saba fom ne ye to de ane boarding na se dollar no kwa e ko fom no abusuafo mbi se nyansa ewom ene de wo hen we ye a word to the wise se de akora no ebisa apani no se dollar yet 70 cedi no meto awake nya awake da bi nya awake metre belakwa yes sorry me ka awake mfa ncheme belakwa active osina oton 5 cedi tama dollar 7 cedi no na dollar 10 cedi no a dollar yes 10 cedi no o sa akoto the same product na woto no or the say oton 5 cedi at the time and dollar near 70 cedi no or 5 and dollar 10 or ton 7 cedi on tiasia me sure say Ghana for do na so entiasia abusuafo ade nkyere bra e comment section like program no share for man kofo no nya bi nhwe isasa ha no kra ene ye de bre wo or say know the truth for the truth shall set you free ti abre bia no kra no ene ye beka ede akyere wo shazi ena American fo amount obi biara okọ Kumase okọ Accra okọ Tamale okọ Cape Coast okọ Takoradi na opa ka bia dada ho ho enkyere wo abra won chase kakase no me pacho shazi ena American fo amount etuba yansa obako online na wa download ewo App Store and Play Store download the Shazi app no two phone so na baby on them bia or request ya affordable available security comfortable bibia bo bia no eno na Shazi edeba ma wonti eba affordability na di anka wo fa ebejo 100 cedi ade no Shazi nti betua be 50 and 45 cedis na chese Shazi de wo bo atwuma party mu odene eno so adantan safety wise no enema edida kwam yi panti Shazi de eno na me kan fo ma wonso so a ebia ope bobode so de o kan ba badua ne Shazi na etumi aboa na enema nso akoyi pa ede amawo eno dantan a Poma Villa 7 kan cho se obi a ope bia twetwe ho bia no na so ye na abeba ye ultra modern your friend say apartment yeah chese bibia wo dada into wo kwa watade pe a wo hye na wo fa bibia e wo ho ye wo tradiance kuma say ye obo ase jamasu kwan so e ho na ye ewo 0591212980 o frena obejo so no wagya reservation abusua say the end twem next video
abusua say why wadwin say person wutu kwa kwa South Africa maybe holidays o person could do holidays for South Africa. Se wona wo yire o ma ebusua se mu yokuo asori mo pese mo conference me kanfu bebi dia mo South Africa Johannesburg I want to work sa ni pre America no wan say Mr Mike o friend na catch ne say abro na de no man ne mam na o pese o ba South Africa holidays tie ono o medjuma se wo hunu ye bi wo South Africa e na o pese o be fa wo de ko o maame o papa e na o pese o be fa wo ko ba ontimi fa wo nko a from Mr Mike Obeboao. On Obema hotel reservation, because no one hotels will be important. Make catch on Obema hotel reservation, no invitation. We also South Africa is visa at arrival. But when you're there, who can ho, the whole quack, baby, obedient idea, secure one, they forget it. But obey be the amount. Now, so for holidays, our South Africa. Say 1 month, the man wa misro, would do 1 month now, and I say, be so sign brief fee. Because who done it? Now kokonya asema me offer me mane mboa me call for holidays and my be fias mu na me chiro bibi papa en kon fefe be obi nkwaji usika ndi obi nkọba okro no de mic ye ni opa plane ticket no wa beto wa de one de ni de say hotel reservation ya de no be de amount bisrew ka chen say abro and de no man de ma o no man ye plus 276 10 550099 plus 276 1055009. And I'll bet me a friend me akasa abro me number na that school nation no 0243302191.